there. I'm Rachel Oseland with the Austin Post.
And I'm Gavin Stone with Fanboy TV, and welcome to our South by Southwest live coverage. We are here with the director of Elena,
Petra Costa.
Petra Costa.
Oh, go right ahead.
Go right ahead.
Well, Elena is, go ahead and give everyone, for people that haven't actually seen the clip yet or weren't able to go to the movie, a quick rundown just to give them an idea what it's about.
The film is about my search for my sister, Elena, who went to New York when she was 19 and I was 7 at the time. And it turns into somewhat like a vertigo between two sisters, because in my search for her, we start to become very alike. And, well, you have to see the film to see how that unravels.
It's not super depressing, but it's also not the world's most chipper film. I mean, a lot of it is because it's that sort of search. I think it's something a lot of people can relate to, though, as far if you've had a family member that's disappeared. What motivated you to decide you've got to go find her with that?
When I found her diaries for the first time, I was 19. And
so the same age that she was when she left?
Yes, the same age that she was when she left. And I found these diaries that she had written when she was this age. And I identified so much with it. It was like
reading your own diary almost.
It was like reading my own diary that I had never written, and because it was the same relationship to the parents, to art, to love, and insecurities that I very much was living in a full sense. And I made a scene where I mixed parts of her diary with my diary, and I saw that there was a strong thing in that identification that I wanted to dig more into, and like I had to find more about Elena to find out more about myself. That was a bit how it
How did your parents react to their daughter just leaving home and going to America at that age? I mean, it was obviously traumatic for you, but for them.
Yeah. The film begins with the following line, which is my mother always told me that I could go anywhere I wanted except New York.
Because New York is evil.
Well, it's what took her sister.
Yeah.
That I could choose any profession except acting. But on September 4th, 2003, I go to New York to study acting.
Yeah.
So that good rebellion right there. Was it nervous when you decided, hey, I'm going to go against my parents' wishes and go do this? You know, a lot of times parents are like, if you don't fit into this certain mold, they get really angry. Like, dads are always wanting their kids to be football stars. Moms are always wanting their kids to just grow up and be good family people. You kind of went against the grain of what they wanted. Were you nervous to do that?
Of course, it was a huge conflict, but it was something that I had to do. It's like a lot of life demands things of you, of yourself. That before that, I was trying to do other things. I got into university in Brazil, and then this kept coming, and I had to kind of obey.
It's funny how things happen and you just can't ignore them, and you come out better at the end. I mean, it's what kind of trials and tribulations did you go through in that transition from getting to New York and getting into school and starting that search?
Well, the hardest thing was before I made the decision. Once I made the decision, of course, they were a bit against it, but they supported me anyhow. But before making the decision, just the conflict of my passion for theater and feeling that it wasn't allowed or it wasn't approved of, or actually the strongest fear was that there was this thing that the same thing that happened to my sister would happen to me when I was 21. And the sensation that you're not building your own life, you're not stepping your own steps, but you're living someone else's life, that was very troubling.
Yeah.
So I think I had to go to New York to find that I was someone else. Yeah. That I had my own path. And that's what happened when I went there. It was really a huge relief to see myself as Petra in New York, crafting my own path, you know, rather than living in the shadow.
That's a really deep way to put it. Because most people don't figure out who they are till like way later on in life. Yeah. And you had a trial to figure it out because you were stepping in your big sister's shadow. How are your parents now?
Oh, they're really well. We were talking about this yesterday. Some people were asking how was it for my mother to see the film. Well, after what happened to my sister, my mother, of course, had a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
And she was very afraid that the film would make her feel even more guilty.
Yeah.
And the film premiered in Brazil to a huge audience of like 1,000 people. And they all went to hug her in the end and really empathized with her path and her experience. And she said that it was a life-changing moment, that since then she's felt redeemed and of her
good.
guilt
Yeah.
in a very strong way.
So it premiered in Brazil. It's been here. How has it been received at other film festivals that you've taken it to? Because this isn't the first one you've been at.
No, the international premiere was at IDFA in Amsterdam, which is like the biggest documentary film festival. And there it was amazing to see how this personal story resonated with people from so many different parts of the world, like South Africa, Italy, Greece, Lithuania, Croatia, especially women, men as well, but many, many women would come to me in tears after the screening, saying that it reminded them of their own personal experiences. And
do you think that it resonates more with people that are from countries that have a lot of expatriates? Like America tends to hold on to its people because we're a country a lot of people move to, but many countries are full of people that have lost a family, shouldn't say lost, misplaced, that have had family members move to the United States, to Canada, things like that. So do you think it resonates more strongly with countries like that?
not necessarily, because it's also about loss in a general sense. So there have been people in America who lost a child, who lost a sister, and identify completely with the film in that sense, or people that haven't even lost but have a very close relationship to a sister, and just of imagining how it would be to lose a sister, they already really identify with.
Do you have plans to make any other documentaries? Because you did a brilliant job with this one.
Thank you so much. But yes, I have a film that I'm doing in a co-direction with a Danish filmmaker about a woman but in another, also a psychological investigation of through the female perspective, but in the moment of pregnancy.
Okay.
So that's starting now.
Yeah, you like the heavy subjects, don't you? Your eye in this movie was, I think, what really made the movie. Your shots, the way you presented everything. Were you nervous for the world to see this very personal journey? When you're like, I mean, did you say, I want the world to follow me around and feel, like, do you people saying, oh, she's just
crazy,
crazy doing this stuff. Why would she show this? Were you really nervous when you were sitting down saying, okay, these people are going to watch this for the first time. What are they going to think of me?
A little bit, but not very much. But I did. So a friend of mine who was at the premiere in Brazil said that two old women got out and said, "She's so confused. She's so confused." But in a way, I feel that all films expose so much of the director. Like you can see through their soul, right? When you're seeing a film. So much exposition, and since I was glad that I was telling a story that I had never questioned that I wanted to tell that story, and that I was completely sincere with, and for me that was the most important, because it's nudity, but it's honest, and necessary for me. It's like a story that I wanted to share, so that was stronger than any kind of timidity.
I look forward to seeing what else you have to come with.
Yeah.
I think you're an eye that I like to watch.
Thank you.
So I hope you have the best time at South by Southwest and all the other film festivals you go to. I hope audiences are watching this movie and just really connecting with it, as it sounds like they are. And I wish you the best of luck, because you've come on an amazing journey and it's not over.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here, and I'm
glad
very
you've come
anxious
out
to see how the South by Southwest audience will respond.
It'll
to
be
the
good.
film.
So, yeah, great time.
Thanks.